Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayla Marie and your girl's at the park again. I am in my workout clothes today. I was supposed to go to the gym, but y'all, I am burnt out. Okay, so you know what I did? I picked up and went to the park because that's what I do best. Thank you. But I do have a message, and it's something that's been on my heart for a couple weeks now, and I just wrote everything down that I want to convey to you all. So it's nice and organized, and I can get my point across without forgetting my points. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Today I want to talk about choosing peace over chaos. So before I get into this, I always want to let you all know that a lot of the times something that I'm talking about or a topic that I have on my heart is something that I'm literally going through. And I know that we are all collective consciousness, and I know that a lot of the times what I'm going through, other people around me are going through, and I know that I'm not alone, and I also want everyone to know that they're not alone in what they're going through as well. And so to start off, I want to say that we always have options. The three options that I thought about was surrendering, of course. That's like always the first thing. We don't have control over anything but ourselves, and a lot of the times things might get chaotic and we feel like we're experiencing stress or a lot of chaos around us because we're trying to control everything and we can't. And also affirmations. When I'm experiencing a certain chaotic time in my life, a lot of the times my thoughts are not helping me, or a lot of the times my thoughts are creating this whatever. Being consistent with my affirmations and being consistent with encouraging myself, being consistent with validating myself, letting myself know that I am right where I need to be, letting myself know that I'm proud of myself and that I've come a long way. It really helps. And then also having healthy coping mechanisms. Okay, and like one of my healthy coping mechanisms is journaling, and I literally came outside today, brought my journal, and got this journal too. Hello. And I'm out here and I'm journaling, writing things down. And so that's the first thing. We always have options. My options are not going to be the same as your options, but these are the ways that I cope. I have my own coping mechanisms, and you have to find what works best for you to cope when you're having a hard time or when you feel like life is getting really chaotic. You know what I mean? Sometimes we are the chaos. And that's why it goes back to the first point that I have, which is that we always have options, and it just goes back to the things that we think, sometimes the things that we do almost can feed into chaos. So being reactive, being assuming, making assumptions about certain things, feeding into certain energies, we have the choice to not do those things, right? And so when we don't do those things, it doesn't make things any less chaotic. But also there are times where, and I'm speaking for myself for sure, there are times where I can stir the pot for sure in my head, blow things up a little bit more than they need to be blown up, or I can make assumptions and blow things up more than they need to blow up, or just taking one little small thing and making it something that it's not, and creating this whole thing, thus creating chaos and imbalance in my life that doesn't even need to be there, and it didn't need to be what I made it, you know? And I think everything is also about perspective. And so when things do occur that might be chaotic and that are out of our control, just remembering that things are out of our control, and everything comes down to how I react and comes down to my perspective on the situation. And so if I feel like a situation, you know, was out of pocket, or I feel like it was out of line, or I feel like, yeah, this is definitely going to affect me in some way, definitely acknowledge your emotions. I'm not saying don't acknowledge your emotions and don't react to anything. I definitely would encourage everyone to communicate, because, you know, do better than me. I don't do the best when it comes to being vulnerable, and I'm working on that. But I would say definitely communicate, definitely, you know, express yourself. I would say that. Definitely express yourself, but also remember that you don't have to feed into everything, because sometimes it's to your detriment. It can be to your detriment, our detriment, okay? Not just speaking to you, I'm talking to myself as well. sometimes the chaos is us. Sometimes we are the drama. Okay, sometimes it's the thoughts we're thinking, it's the habits that we have, it's the people we're around, it's the things we're consuming. There are a lot of things that can contribute to life being chaotic, and it doesn't always have to do with other people or our surroundings or situations. It can literally just be something that we're creating for ourselves. And I think it's also very good if you can identify the difference. If you can tell, like, hey, this is just me, and that's a good thing. If it's just you can fix that. I'm not gonna say you can fix it easily, but it's something that can be fixed, and it's something that can go away. But when it's other people, then that's when we have to go within and realize, okay, I'm not gonna internalize these things right now. I'll process it the best way I know how. I'm gonna use my coping skills. I'm going to go do what I need to do, go to the outside, go in nature, right? Cry, okay? Don't be afraid to cry. Just feel what I need to feel to get back to the place where I want to be, which is at peace. Because I think that is my ultimate goal. I always just want to be at peace wherever I'm at. And if I don't feel that, then I know it's not for me, because that's what I'm choosing. Okay, I want to choose the path of least resistance and live my life with ease and follow the flow of life. And in order to do that, I gotta roll with the punches, and you gotta literally make that conscious choice every day. It's not always easy. Sometimes it is hard to choose peace, especially if all you know is chaos. If all you know is for things to be out of order, out of alignment, wrong, hurtful, disruptive to your energy, like, it's almost becomes habit to gravitate towards things that do that. And so if you're trying to actively do better in life, you're actively trying to better yourself, actively trying to feel just whole and fulfilled, it can be difficult, because if that's not where you're used to, it can almost be like intimidating and scary and like wrong. But it's not wrong. And if you feel like, I could have done better with this situation or whatever, you're growing and you're learning, and it's good that you can acknowledge that. Always, 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 always applaud yourself for small steps, even if they're, extremely minuscule. The smallest steps is what leads to a big change, a big outcome that can just really bless you in ways that you would have never imagined. I promise. And the last topic, the last little bullet point that I have, that is almost, if you don't have this, then it's almost going to be impossible to be at peace. But you have to remember that you are deserving of being at peace. You're deserving of living a life that is not drama filled, that is not chaotic, that is not hurtful, that is not stressful. You deserve to have calmness and stillness and happiness and joy. And when you really, really, truly remember that and feel that, and just that just did something to me right now. Like, just remembering that I deserve peace. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that I maintain it, that I keep that I do what I need to do in order to follow that, because we deserve that. Every human being on this earth deserves nothing but goodness and peace, because that is our birthright. Everyone comes into this world pure. When babies, they're so pure, they're like they're closest to God, because they just came from wherever we come from, whatever. As we get older, we learn certain things that make us jaded and hurt and bitter or angry or sad, and we lose sight of who we were at our core, which, I believe that we are all little pieces of God. I think we all have little pieces of God within us, or we're all like little co-creators with God or whatever. Because of that, we still deserve goodness, and we still deserve to be at peace, no matter what you've done, no matter the mistakes that you've made. Don't hold that against yourself. You still deserve to be at peace. You still deserve to experience calmness, stillness, like I said. And I think that helps the most in choosing peace. This is mostly for people that struggle with anxiety. I know that I struggle with anxiety, and I just try to remember that I have the choice to, and this is not just for peace, you have the choice to be happy, you have the choice to be grateful, you have the choice to be successful. Everything is in your hands. It's whatever you believe about yourself in this moment. It's not about what you have, it's not about what other people tell you, it's not about what you do, it's about what you believe about yourself. That's it. Because at the end of the day, all you have to do is exist, and that's good enough. You're good enough the way that you are, the way that you come into this world. Okay, you don't have to do to get or to have. You can just have and just be, and know that that's good enough. And I hope that this helped you. This is a short little message, but it's been on my heart, and it's something that I need to hear, and it's something I'm going through. So I hope that it helped you, and I'm so grateful that you watched this video. I hope it helps, and I'll see y'all in my next video. I love you so much. Bye. Take care of yourself. I mean it.